too young. Usyk doesn't want to wreck him. People are like, yeah, Tom is good, but we'll all pick Usyk. But if he has a tough fight with Verhoeven, all of a sudden, at least in my mind, the Atama fight gets even more interesting. Anyone?
I think it comes down to, like you said earlier, Max, Verhoeven's going to have to show us something early in the fight. If we look at Verhoeven and we're like, hey, this guy actually can fight. I think that's possible that he actually can fight.
But if he can, and he makes Usyk look vulnerable, of course, there's Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury's the biggest star, and Tyson Fury's a great fighter. And it's not that I didn't enjoy the first 2 fights, it's that I've seen it twice already.
Yes.
And by the way, Tyson Fury, we've seen him in rematches. Look at how much better he was against Deontay Wilder in the rematch, right? I thought he won the first fight, and he destroyed him in the rematch. Tyson Fury had 12 rounds to go to school on Usyk. And still Usyk beat it. I know Tyson Fury says he won. And Tyson, you are one of my favorite fighters ever. I love your reality show.
But
you're good for boxing. You lost both fights. Like both fights. And they were both great, entertaining fights, but they were decisive. At the end, I wasn't wondering who won that fight. I know who won.
I would have considered Usyk got robbed.
Considered the greatest kickboxer and heavyweights in like the last 10, 15 years. I don't know much about kickboxing, but I talked to Todd Grisham, who calls fights for the Zone on Boxing, who does it for glory, and he says Verhoeven's like a legend. So he's also 270 pounds, 6'6". It would not surprise me if he was a lot more capable than we expect.
Also, too, when you're a guy that's so accomplished, and then you're fighting a guy that is only his second pro fight, and he's doing a bunch of punching from weird angles. It could be a little embarrassing because it's not the same. It's not the basic boxing style. Yeah, so you probably get hit with weird shots that are coming from all crazy angles. Him stepping off, so it could probably present complications for Usyk.
It's like the Ricardo Mayorga.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this thing? So if that happens, right, and he gets hit with different angles, now the experienced boxer, the real champion, is gonna whoop.
Yeah, once Usyk get in his bag.
Once you hit me and I get a little embarrassed, all right, let me show you why it's different. I don't see this fight as even being competitive, to be honest. Because like Tyson,
it would be it would be a big win for Verhoeven.
That Verhoeven might have been signing with misfits, which no me gusta. I'm not in favor of that. This is, again, I don't know what this is because I don't think any of us really think Verhoeven's got a shot. He could make it interesting. He is younger. He's pretty big. He's going to be, I think, a little bit taller than Usyk. He's going to weigh a little bit more than Usyk. I mean, who knows what he comes in for this bout, but traditionally he's been a little bit bigger, I think. A smaller end of the natural heavyweights, but I don't know if he could ever have done really well. I mean, maybe he could have done cruiserweight if kickboxing was big enough, but I still think he's going to have, something of a youth and perhaps an athleticism advantage, but no one really thinks he's going to win.
The highly anticipated crossover matchup between Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven is officially scheduled for May 23rd, 2026 at the legendary Pyramids of Giza. The event has already generated massive attention across both boxing and combat sports communities because of the unique clash of styles involved. One of the biggest talking points heading into the fight is the noticeable size difference, with Verhoeven expected to enter significantly heavier than Usyk on fight night. Fans are now eager to see whether Usyk's elite boxing skill and movement can neutralize Rico's physical advantages inside the ring.
You have to be a little bit deluded if you think you can walk into another discipline like this and beat the pound-for-pound number one. But the only way you're going to beat the pound-for-pound number one in this situation is by being deluded, right? Like, so Rico 100% believes he can go in there and beat Usyk up and knock him out, right? And he can punch, and he's a big, strong guy, and he has good fundamentals. But, given what happened in Francis Ngannou against Tyson Fury, I will never not think that someone can come in from a fighting discipline and compete, because I thought Ngannou had no chance at all. Yeah. And I thought he won the fight. I mean, he dropped Fury, and these kind of styles, they're just different. And if Rico can apply himself unconventionally, I think he might have a little bit of success. I don't think he can win.
Like, Rico's not going to box him, he's just going to attack him. And boxers aren't used to that. They're used to throwing a few punches, getting out the way, relaxing, taking a breath, flinching. Whereas Rico's just going to walk in and just keep banging. I can guarantee it. And whether that's going to be a problem for Usyk or he's expecting that, I don't know. But they're in for a shock. I think Usyk's in for a shock.
As soon as the analysts on the ITR panel, including Max Kellerman, started discussing the matchup, the conversation quickly focused on how difficult a challenge Oleksandr Usyk presents for any opponent. Kellerman compared the betting atmosphere surrounding the fight to several famous heavyweight surprises from boxing history involving names like Buster Douglas, Hasim Rahman, and Andy Ruiz Jr. However, he also pointed out an important difference. Those fighters were already proven elite-level boxers, while Rico Verhoeven is stepping into a completely different environment against one of boxing's most technically respected champions.